Hello friend, my name is Raza Masood. Today we will discuss about a term approved change request. Friend, let me tell you that it's a very common term, change request, which is very frequently used whenever we are implementing a project, or for example if you are going to give an exam of PMP, you will definitely see this term change request. So it's a very common term, and as a project manager, or if you are a person who is implementing project, so you definitely needs to understand the concept of approved change request. So first of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option. So let's start our tutorial. What is approved change request? Before going into the deep, first consider the term change request. Change request. What is change request? Uh, let's assume that you have booked a air flight for let's suppose of 23rd November. It's already booked. You have made the payment and your flight is booked. After few days you realized that you need to reschedule or reschedule your flight from 23rd to 25th November. So you contact the call center, or you visited the airport, and you make the payment to change your flights from 23rd November to 25th November. But see, it is called a change. Why? Because initially it was agreed, you made the payment for 23rd November, and after some time you change it from 23rd to 25th November. So that means there are some changes as per the agreed terms. So that's why it's called as change. Are you getting my point? That's why it's called as change. So now coming more deep towards the term change request. First we want to understand the change request. Let me give you a very detailed example. For example, you are working in a software house, and you are implementing a mobile app for your customer. As per the signed scope of work, you have to deliver 5 modules to your customer. After some time, after for example, for after 1 month, he is saying that he needs one more module, and you said that it's a new requirement. Why you are saying that it's a new requirement? Because as per the signed scope of work, there were only 5 modules which you have to deliver, and that particular module which customer is referring, it's not mentioned or described in the signed scope of work. Due to this reason, you are saying as a project manager that it's a new requirement, or it's a change request. Why change request? Because it's not mentioned in the signed scope of work. So that's why it's called as a change request. uh, Remember one thing, that change request should be evaluated in terms of cost, in terms of scope, in terms of time. It should be evaluated by the project manager. Project manager would be responsible to evaluate all these factors: scope, time, cost, risk associated, etc., and he will be responsible to submit it for the to the higher authorities like change control board, the concerned authorities like CTO, CO, the authorities who have the power to approve a change request. So before going into deep, change request means some deviation from the agreed scope of work. Due to that reason, we will say it as a new requirement or a change request. As here, when we customer saying that he needs one more module which was not mentioned in the signed scope of work, due to that reason we are saying that this additional 1 month is one module is a change request or a new requirement. Why? Because it's not mentioned in the signed scope of work. uh, Remember one thing, that it's a change request and it must have to be evaluated by the project manager. Evaluation means impact on time, cost, and and scope as well. So now What is approved change request? We know that we can understand the concept of change request, but now what is approved change request, which is our main topic which we are discussing right now. Friend, approved change request refers to a change request that has been submitted by the requester, has been reviewed by the appropriate parties through use of the integrated change control process, and has been granted authorization to be take place. What does that mean? It means that as a customer you have submitted a request that you need one more module. As a project manager you evaluated the impact on time, cost, schedule, etc., scope as well, and after evaluation as a project manager you submitted it to the concerned authorities like the change control board through integrated change control process. And once the change control board or concerned authorities approved that change, so it will become a part of scope, it will become a part of project plan, it will become part of cost as well. Remember that how you will get to know that who has the authority to approve. Remember, all these types of things will be defined in the communication plan, in the agreement or contract as well, that who is responsible to approve the change request. So once the change request has been approved by the concerned authorities, it will become a part of your project management plan. It will become a part of your project plan, the cost and the scope as well. And after approving the change request, your scope document will be revised, your project plan will be revised, your cost would be revised. Why? Because if you are delivering 5 modules in 5 months, now you have to deliver one additional module in 6 months. So your schedule, your cost, your scope will be revised accordingly as per the requirement of customer. And remember one thing, your baseline of all these factors would also be revised once a change request has been approved. uh, what is if you what is a baseline? Baseline means the factor through which we measure a performance of a project. Let's assume that you have to deliver a project in 5 months, so you baseline a project that in 5 months the project should have to be delivered. If it has been delivered in 5 months, that it means it's okay, it's good. If it's delivered in 6 months, that means it's take one more month, so it's not good, it's not better. That means you are taken one additional month, so the performance is not good, that means. So once a project is approved, once the change request has been approved by the concerned authorities like the CTO, the change control board, so once it has been approved by the concerned authorities, the baseline of your project like project plan, the like schedule, cost, scope would also be revised. How? For example, initially as per the agreed scope of work, you have to deliver 5 module in 5 months, so the baseline was 5 months. Once the additional module has been approved through approved change request by the customer, so now you are saying that as per your revised schedule, you have to deliver 6 module in 6 months. So your baseline would be revised and your performance indicator would also be revised. Baseline means performance indicator, like for example the factor through which you evaluate you measure your performance, performance in terms of cost, in terms of schedule, so etc., in terms of scope as well. So these baseline concept is to use the measure the performance of your project. So approved change request means that as a project manager you submitted change and before submission you evaluated the impacts on the key factors of project like scope, time, cost and other risks associated, and after evaluation you submitted it to the concerned authorities like the CTO, CO, the change control board who have the authority to approve the change request. Always remember that senior management should be involved in to approving the change request, because it always involves a cost and you know that without the approval of senior management you cannot approve a change request. Once it has been approved by the concerned authorities, it will become a part of your project plan and your baseline would be revised. So once it has been approved by the concerned authorities, it will become as approved change request. Okay, initially we have discussed that what is change request. Now we are saying approved change approved means approved by the concerned authorities, and it will revise your project plan, your cost, your scope as well. So that's all from my side, for friend. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and also please subscribe to my channel as well. And I'm thankful that you have watched this video. Thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side.